Welcome to Comm in 10, the official podcast of the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. We bring you a fast-paced 10-minute spotlight on the voices, stories, and projects shaping journalism, media, and communication on our campus. 10 minutes, one story, all Maverick.
Hi, welcome to Comm in 10. I'm one of your hosts, Dr. Heather Hundley.
I'm Dr. Adam Tima from the School of Communication here at UNO.
Yeah, the other host.
Yeah,
me. Today with us we have Megan Lee. Megan is the student advisor. She advises students in the School of Communication. So welcome, Megan.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah. So tell us your origin story. Where did you come from? What's your experience? And what do you do here?
Yeah, so I got my undergraduate degree at the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. But there I figured out that I wanted to help college students. I just didn't know how or what that looked like. So I had a really great professor who was actually a faculty advisor. So I talked with her a little bit about how can I still help college students, and what are some of the ways, but I knew that I didn't want to be a professor. I definitely didn't want to get a PhD.
One degree was enough, huh?
Yeah.
To be fair, I did go on and get a second, spoiler alert.
2 degrees, excellent. Masters.
And literally on graduation, she was one of my graduation marshals, and she told me that I could become an advisor. And so from there, I applied to programs. And then I went to Kansas State University for my master's degree in college student development.
I knew I liked you. Go Wildcats.
I will say it was very weird seeing a bunch of purple around me all the time. And from there, I specialized specifically in academic advising. And then from there, I started my advising career back down at the University of Nebraska at Lincoln, advising primarily undecided students, but also some of their pre-professional students as well. I did that. I was there for about 6 years or so before I came up to UNO.
And then we poached her.
When I was looking for, my fiance was living here, so I knew that I always kind of wanted to live in Omaha.
That's convenient.
Yeah. But when I was looking for a position at UNO, I was pretty specific because I want to work with students that I'm interested in what they're interested in as well.
Cool.
And so I wanted to be mindful that I could actually feel like I could really help them and connect with them. And the job for the School of Comm popped up, and I was more familiar with communication studies from my undergraduate work. So that's kind of what piqued my interest the most, is working with comm students.
Sure.
And then subsequently, I got to learn a lot about the JMC from the job, and I really enjoy working with both of them. They have really different ways of working in some capacities, but definitely kind of some have more of a straightforward mindset of this is exactly where I want to go and what I want to do, and others are, I don't really know, but I know that I like connecting and communicating and engaging with people, which selfishly is something that I really like to do in my job. So it's really fun to kind of just talk about those general interests with them.
That's cool. Fun fact, I was this close to going into CSP for my graduate work. I got interviewed for a job at Mizzou when I was back in my undergrad as an RA. And so I got interviewed at a job at Mizzou to be one of their graduate faculty advisors for a bunch of different complexes.
Oh, wow.
And I was one of the finalists there, and I remember going around and talking with my boss at Mankato, and I was like, I don't know if this is what I want to do. And so it was like, nope, but I was this close, that close. So you were talking about how the fact that you get to work in a discipline that you know, and you get to learn about different aspects of the discipline you may not have known because of the journalism side, things like that. And the fact you get to talk with people, which is kind of in communicating and things like that. So what is the thing you enjoy most about what you get to do on a daily basis?
I think that those two big things that stand out to me about my job is technically my job never looks the same. Every day is different. With some control, like I work in an office, I meet with students, I have emails, so there's some control aspects to that, so it's nothing super crazy every day, but every day looks different. I talk with different people, so it kind of keeps the spark alive, if you will. But then the biggest thing is really, I like to help people. It's something that's really important to me. It's something that I knew that I wanted in a career. But I also knew that I wasn't going to be in health professions or anything like that. So finding a way to still help people was a huge passion of mine. And so the fact that I get to help students day in and day out, and then now even being more so in a college setting, connect and help my instructors and faculty as well, is a huge part of what I really love about my job.
Nice. So you advise, mostly you're telling students, like you're suggesting what classes they should take so they stay on path, on target, graduate in a timely manner, that sort of thing. But I think you connect with them in other ways, like different resources on campus, maybe career opportunities, if they're even in the right major, those kinds of things. What advice, kind of in the big picture of things, do you give students? What kind of, like, I don't know, life advice, worldly advice?
Yeah, so I think some of the biggest things that I talk with my students about is really prioritizing what you need to prioritize in this moment. We're working with young adults who are learning how to become adults, and sometimes that's easier than others, and sometimes it's harder. So one thing that I really stress with my students is the transition to college is going to be difficult in some capacity, but where that difficulty might happen isn't going to be the same. Some students might transition their freshman year seamlessly, but then maybe the sophomore year they get a job and things change and they have to adjust and challenge. And so it's talking with them about not everyone's experience is the same. And I think we all know the quote, comparison is the thief of joy. Seeing other people be like, well, they're doing this, so I should be able to do it too. Well, you need to look inward and think about, what do I need? What is going to make me successful, not only academically, but also physically, in terms of my mental health, in terms of my work, and my personal life too. All of that balances together.
Advice. Yeah, I think we get a lot of people started comparing themselves to others around them, and I love that advice of, like, look inside and what is it that you want and what drives your passion.
Yeah, what I've been telling students, I started saying it this year, is I feel like the students that I see tend to be the most successful are the ones that can only be self-aware about what they need, because that's when you can ask for help, or that's when you can know that you need to pivot or make a change, whatever that change may be. And it's so hard to look inward. I do not say that it is easy, but it's so valuable. Yeah.
So with that all in mind, if you could kind of have a magic wand and you could change how maybe students go into an advising appointment, or the way we think about advising and the way people should think about advising, maybe like the way things are like UNO, and what would you love to see improve, change? What would you love to see our students kind of push towards when they're trying to figure out who they are and do their classes and things like that?
So I think one of the biggest things, and this is something that I know that I try to work on, is working on a more relationship, like building aspect with our students, in terms of letting them know that they can talk to me about things. I'm never going to have all the answers, and no one wants me to have all the answers, I promise. But I'm not just here for just classes. Yes, that is a huge part of what I'm here for, and getting you to graduation. But getting you to graduation looks like so many different things and so many different types of conversations. So come talk to me. When I ask you questions about how things are going, I genuinely want to know. Sometimes I'll put in my notes sometimes things that we talk about. I still remember when I was advising down at Lincoln, I'll talk with my incoming freshmen about their animals at home. I love dogs. I love animals. And I would be like, this student has a dog named Oreo, and I would ask about Oreo. Or, so really kind of building that connection with them. But knowing that I'm not just here for classes. I love that. I love that puzzle part of my job. But I really want in that moment to connect with you and help you as an individual student, as opposed to kind of thinking about advising for the masses.
Right. Awesome. So real quick, how do students connect with you?
Yep. So students, the easiest way to get on my calendar is through Mav Connect, which is how you schedule appointments with your academic advisor, as well as financial aid and some other offices on campus, things like that. Otherwise, you can also email me as well too. I'd say email's quicker than calling me on the phone and leaving me a message. So I'd say Mav Connect or email is definitely the easiest way to get in contact with me.
Okay,
Awesome.
great. So I think that we are completely fortunate to have you.
Oh my
and
God, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So faculty really appreciate you. Administration loves you, but more so the students. And it all comes down to the students and all the work that you give them. And again, it's beyond picking classes. It's,
Right.
Advice in the bigger, or even just listening, just lending an ear.
Yeah, I love telling my
It's completely
students,
valuable.
I love being a sounding board. Sometimes you just need to get stuff off of your chest and you don't know who to go to, and I
Yep.
can definitely be that for them.
Yeah, and you're just a different opportunity than a faculty, because they might
Absolutely.
feel like, oh, there's a grade involved, or they might
Right.
think something of me or whatever. So it's great to have somebody else that can connect with our students in a friendly way and all that.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, well, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us, Megan.
Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah. So join us on our social media at School of Comm. UNO School of Comm
That
website.
place we are, yeah.
Yeah. We have social media there. Thank you for listening to our podcast and joining us.
And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to Comm in 10, a production of the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. New episodes drop every other week, so be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And don't forget to follow the School of Communication on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube for the latest episodes and behind-the-scene updates.